Hello, friends. Welcome to the business tips and tricks. And this is a live session. And in this, we will talk about what are the opportunities which are happening because of the some of the policy change. And the biggest news or the biggest worry that the business people across the world have today is the gain in the US dollar price, and because of that the shine of other currencies of other countries is being lost against the dollars, and Indian rupee is no exception. Indian rupees have crashed against the dollar value, and this is a new phenomena which has just happened in a couple of months. Well, what has really happened here? The cause of this decrease in the Indian cross currency value against dollars, is primarily the course correction done by the US economy. And in order to control inflation, they have actually printed extra currency notes. In fact, if you are following my channel, then I have made a very detailed analysis of why Indian rupee is crashing or the US dollar is gaining. So we are not discussing about that aspect today, but in order to save the Indian rupee, I think the only solution India has is to basically make Indian currency convert into a global currency. Then if it is a global currency, Indian rupee has become a global currency, then we don't have to really bother about cross currency fluctuation, because just like US dollar is a global currency, Indian rupee will also become a global currency. And the RBI, which is the Central Bank of India, they are taking a lot of initiatives, and those aspects and strategies I would like to talk a little bit more in detail in today's live stream. And so one of the things that the Indian RBI is doing is signing up with uh, about 20 to 30 countries where you can actually use Indian rupees without any conversion. So there are these agreements are already signed up, and about 20 to 23 nations have already started accepting Indian rupees. So I think if you're traveling to those countries, you don't have to carry dollars. You can just carry Indian rupees and make the payment in Indian rupees in those countries. So there is a list of these countries where Indian rupee is accepted, and it's completely tradable. You can go around in that country for your recreation, for your food, for whatever, for purchasing, and the Indian rupee is applicable. And constantly Indian government is trying to rope in more and more countries to start accepting the Indian rupee. So movement that count touches about 49-50 countries, that is a time when Indian rupee will be declared as a global currency, just like US dollars, euro, pound sterlings, etc. So Indian rupee will also become like that. So more specifically, when we actually take care of these convertibility of Indian rupee, basically we cannot ignore the transactions with Russia. Russia is a good old ally of India, very very well trusted. Russia has helped India whenever we needed, and India has also helped Russia whenever they needed. A very close friendship Russia enjoys with India, both countries. And well, Russia is a very large country, almost 11 time zones in that country, in terms of, if you just consider the land mass. But in terms of population, they are rather small, and they are very rich in natural resources. Most of the natural resources are not even explored because the country is vast. However, we know that Russia produces a lot of gas, petroleum gas, and the entire Europe is a customer of Russia. And the Europe basically use this natural gas to produce electricity. In addition to the natural gas, they also produce wheat. They are very popular in wheat. At the same time, they are also known mostly for weapons. They also have state of the art weapon which India buys. So what India needs is basically two commodities from Russia, which is transfer of technology when it comes to arms and ammunition, and probably low cost petroleum products. And Russia has agreed to accept Indian rupees. And that is the biggest news. This is one step closer of declaring Indian rupee currency as a global currency. And a large trading partner like Russia has accepted Indian rupee, has accepted that they will trade in Indian rupees. And there are a lot of nationalized banks and government owned banks which are already providing this backup, or this backup for this business trade, trade of currency business. But recently Government of India has allowed two more private banks to start Vostro accounts to maintain this business. The Vostro, I'm not going to explain what is Nostro and Vostro accounts. I think you can do a Google search and find out what is the definition of Nostro and Vostro. But basically, these Nostro and Vostro accounts are used for foreign exchange transactions. So two extra banks have been allowed, and these are both the banks are private banks, which is HDFC Bank and Canara Bank. These are all private banks. They are not owned by government. They will be managing in addition to the nationalized banks, these two private banks will also be managing the Vostro accounts to enable trading with Russia in Indian rupees. So that is very exciting. And I think if you are a business person in either of these countries, which is Russia and India, I think this information is very useful, because now you can start looking at what are the merchandises Russia need and what are the merchandises Indian businesses need. And there is no complications of converting first Indian rupees to dollars, then dollars to ruble. You can actually directly do your business and accept Indian rupees from Russia and vice versa. So this is a big step which has been implemented, and this is very exciting. And this is like becoming, within few years we can see Indian rupee currency is going to become a global currency, which will be openly traded in the currency markets. So this is quite exciting. And there are some new technologies also being used by the RBI, which is the Central Bank of India, and they have also launched a variant, the digital variant of the Indian currency, which is called e-rupee. And e-rupee, along with the physical currency, will drive this expansion of acceptability of Indian rupees. Because when it is e-rupee, which is a blockchain technology based cryptocurrency, then crypto-like currency, it is not a cryptocurrency completely. It is regulated e-rupee, and along with the very powerful UPI payment system, the path to make Indian rupee truly global currency will be much shorter. And all of this is being done to protect our foreign exchange, which is currently in US dollars. So all the foreign exchange that we maintain in the Nostro accounts is in US dollars, and which is roughly around 500 billion as a reserve we keep. And since US dollar is gaining and all other currencies globally are losing the shine, we will actually erode that foreign currency exchange. It will be totally devalued. So in order to protect our interests, this step has been taken. And now I think Russia has agreed to accept Indian rupees, which is a great news, and it should be a great news for the business community in both the countries, because the complexities of conversion is much more. There is no complexity at all. There is. It's wrong to say that it is much more simpler. Actually, there will be no complexity. And in addition to Russia, there are about another 23 countries which are accepting Indian rupees. So I think this is something which is a great news, and that will also help us protect our foreign reserves, which we actually need to buy oil and gas. Because India being a very large country has a lot of internal production baseline economy is very strong. What India doesn't have is the uh, oil and gas. The petroleum is basically is imported from OPEC countries. So and India is a very large country, so the requirement for India in order to run its economy largely depends on how much, at what cost we can actually import the petroleum products. And if we are migrating to electrical revolution on one side and also making Indian rupee convertible and also a global currency, then we are actually solving a lot of these issues where we will actually protect our economy. We will not be dependent on US dollars. We foreign exchange in US dollars. We will also not be dependent on importing very expensive oil and gas by paying dollars, because that is what the whole game plan is. So I think this is a very exciting news that Russia has started accepting Indian rupees, and HDFC and Canara Bank have been added to the list of opening Vostro accounts to manage specific trade between India and Russia. So friends, I think this is quite exciting. If you have any suggestions, any comments, and if you think you are excited about this information, feel free to send in your comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will meet you tomorrow again with something more interesting related to business in this live stream. So stay tuned. Bye bye for today.